Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Thursday. We are continuing our Bible reading segment. We are on Exodus chapter 2, verses 11 through 25. So, let's get started. This is called Moses Flees to Midian. One day after Moses had grown up, he went out to his people and saw their forced labor. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his kinsfolk. He looked this way and that, and seeing no one had killed the Egyptian, and hid him in the sand. When he went out the next day, he saw two Hebrews fighting. He said to one who was in the wrong, "Why do you strike your fellow Hebrew?" He answered, "Who made you a ruler and judge over us? Do you mean to kill me as you killed the Egyptian?" Then Moses was afraid and thought, "Surely the thing is known." When Pharaoh heard of it, he sought to kill Moses. But Moses fled from Pharaoh. He settled in the land of Midian and sat down by a well. The priest of Midian had 7 daughters. They came to draw water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. But some shepherds came and drove them away. Moses got up and came to their defense and watered their flock. When they returned to their father, Reuel, he said, "How is it that you have come back so soon today?" They said, "An Egyptian helped us against the shepherds. He even drew water for us and watered the flock." He said to his daughters, "Where is he? Why did you leave the man? Invite him to break bread." Moses agreed to stay with the man, and he gave Moses his daughter Zipporah in marriage. She bore a son and named him Gershom, for he said, "I have been an alien residing in a foreign land." After a long time, the king of Egypt died. The Israelites groaned under their slavery and cried out. Out of this slavery, their cry for help rose up to God. God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God looked upon the Israelites, and God took notice of them. Okay, so this is the end of our story today. We learned that Moses is all grown up, and he saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew because the Hebrew people, the Israelites, are in slavery. Because the king is dead, and the Pharaoh's basically in charge of all the lands. So the Egyptians and the Pharaoh are in charge, and the Egyptians put the Hebrew people into slavery. So they beat them and all this stuff, and Moses took account of that, and he killed an Egyptian person for beating a Hebrew person because he thought that that wasn't right, and so he decided to give that Hebrew person justice by killing the Egyptian. Well, we see that killing is wrong. As always, killing is always wrong. Even if you're trying to get revenge back, you should not do that because it is wrong. But we see that Moses does do that, even though it is wrong. And then the Pharaoh finds out about it and tries to find Moses to kill him, basically. But Moses flees, and Pharaoh doesn't find him, and he runs along this water area, this well where they get water, and a girl was there who was getting water for her father's flock, and she feeds the flock, or gets water and feeds the flock every day for them. So Moses helped her because these men would always bother her there, and it would always be a whole issue, and she'd have to wait for them to leave, and it was this whole thing. So Moses drove the men away, and she was now able to get the water she needed to get back as soon as possible without wasting any time. So Moses was very nice and kind for that. So because of that, the daughter of the guy, her dad, invited Moses to dinner and gave that girl that he helped to be married together, Moses and this girl, Zipporah. So they get married, they have a kid, and that's kind of where it ends off with Moses for the most part in this story. But we also learn that the Israelites in Egypt are still under slavery, and they're not doing well, and they ask God for help, and God hears them, and God has seen what is happening so far. So this is where we end, and we'll see in the next chapter what happens with God's plan and how he's going to help the Israelites, and how Moses is going to be part of that plan with his new marriage and son. And his son is named Gershom. So we will see how that happens, and we'll just finish that up tomorrow, Friday, and I will see you guys tomorrow for our next Bible reading. Hope you have a great rest of your day.